1969 to 1973, Ford Mustang Grande. In the late 1960s, the simple idea of blending Mustang with luxury gave birth to a compact, comfortable coupe. Ford hoped to reinforce the illusion of a premium experience and justify charging a premium price. While the Grande achieved only modest success, it was fairly well received at the time, selling over 22,000 units in its first year. Featuring wood grain trim, vinyl roofs, and patterned cloth design and vinyl seats, the Grande stood apart from standard Mustang variants. Add in unique exterior touches, offering a more conservative take on the sleek two-door styling, and the option of big block power, and you've got a Mustang that stands out in a crowd of high-performance clones. Uniqueness often translates to collectability, and the Grande has no real flaws that would disqualify it from being loved as much as any other Mustang of its era. 1979, Ford Mustang Indy 500 pace car. Indy 500 pace cars have always been focal points in the collector world, with legends like the Pontiac Trans Am, GMC K10, and Chevrolet Corvette all having filled the symbolic role on the speedway. Yet among these giants, the 1979 Ford Mustang Indy 500 pace car deserves attention as a collectible gem. This special Mustang marked the debut of the Fox body generation, the longest running and a true icon of the rad era. It also symbolized a critical rebirth for the Mustang nameplate after years of forgettable Pinto-based designs in the 1970s. The Indy 500 pace car was available with both 4-cylinder and V8 options. Though the power difference was only about 10 horsepower due to emissions constraints, the 8-cylinder version delivered significantly more torque and a better driving experience, with approximately 10,000 produced. Acquiring one isn't difficult, but finding one in pristine condition is another story. 1982 to 1993, Ford Mustang SSP. The Ford Mustang Special Service Package, better known as the SSP, was far more than just a technical trim. It was a high-speed weapon trusted by law enforcement agencies across America, especially the California Highway Patrol, to chase down anyone daring to break triple digits on the speedometer. Developed in response to police demands, the SSP was based on the standard Mustang coupe, but featured upgraded cooling systems, enhanced electricals, and calibrated speedometers designed to record high-speed pursuits. All SSPs came standard with a 5.0-liter V8 engine, with output varying by model year. Buyers could opt for either a manual or automatic transmission, with peak horsepower reaching up to 225. Around 15,000 units were produced during its decade-long run. However, most were heavily used in harsh conditions and poorly preserved, making the few remaining high-quality examples rare gems that deeply appeal to collectors. 1984 to 1986 Ford Mustang SVO. You might be surprised to learn that in the mid-1980s, the best Mustang in the showroom had only half the cylinders of the legendary 5.0. The Mustang SVO housed a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, initially producing 175 horsepower and eventually reaching 205 by mid-1985, enough to give V8 GTs a serious challenge. But raw power wasn't everything. The SVO was significantly lighter than the GT, faster in a straight line, and more agile in corners thanks to Coney shocks and upgraded anti-roll bars. Further refined with tighter steering, stiffer bushings, and an overall sharper chassis, the SVO was arguably the most advanced Mustang of its time. However, the public wasn't quite ready for a turbocharged Mustang without the signature V8 roar, and the SVO was ultimately overshadowed by more traditional muscle. 1984, Ford Mustang GT 350 Turbo. Among the more obscure turbo Mustangs of the 1980s lies the 1984 Ford Mustang GT 350 Turbo. Known only to the most dedicated fans, it was originally intended as part of the Mustang's 20th anniversary celebration, but the plan was unexpectedly scrapped. Most GT 350s faded into obscurity, appearing as watered-down tributes to a name too grand to imitate. However, the GT 350 Turbo is a rare exception. Just 7% of the nearly 5,300 GT350S produced came with a turbocharged four-cylinder engine. Though it lacked the intercooler found in its SVO sibling, the GT350 Turbo still delivered a respectable 145 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque. As one of the rarest Fox body variants not yet widely recognized, it remains an under-the-radar collectible. And if you can find one of the 100 convertibles made, you've discovered a truly unique path, perfect for those with an eye for hidden treasures. 1990 Ford Mustang 7-Up. If you're a Fox body Mustang fan, you've likely heard the story of the ill-fated 7-Up Mustang giveaway, an ambitious promotion that was canceled last minute, leaving Ford with over 4,000 special emerald green 5.0-liter LX convertibles. The 7-Up Mustang, as it's affectionately known, featured a green body with a white top and white interior, and came equipped with a standard 5.0-liter V8. Buyers flocked to it, drawn by the unique color scheme and the high level of LX trim equipment. Over time, this bubbly Mustang has carved out a special place in Fox body lore and remains one of the more fun and collectible convertibles from the era. 1994 to 1995, Ford Mustang Cobra. The Cobra nameplate was resurrected by Ford in the early 1990s as the Fox body era came to a close. What many Mustang fans may not realize is that the performance parts of that final Fox Cobra were carried over to the SN95 generation that followed. This mattered because the early SN95 Mustangs were often criticized for the underwhelming power of their 4.6-liter overhead cam engines. In contrast, the 1994 to 1995 Mustang Cobra retained a 240 horsepower pushrod 5.0-liter V8, along with upgraded brakes, suspension, and the improved SN95 platform. It was the best of both worlds, a classic V8 drivetrain in a more modern shell. Yet, these models have been mostly overshadowed by the later 32-valve Cobras, leaving the 94 to 95 models a hidden gem waiting to be rediscovered. 1995 Ford Mustang GTS. Looking for a sleeper from the SN95 generation that's perhaps a bit more affordable? The 1995 Ford Mustang GTS is a stripped-down coupe that offered raw performance without the flashy extras or creature comforts. Mechanically identical to the GT of the same year, with a 5.0-liter V8, 5-speed manual, and upgraded suspension, the GTS ditched the spoiler, fog lights, and other cosmetic touches. While buyers could add power windows and door locks, savvy drag racers often ordered the GTS with the bare essentials. Adding to its appeal, the GTS was a one-year-only model, making it a rare find and a favorite among collectors seeking purity of purpose. 2001 Ford Mustang Bullitt. The Bullitt Mustang is now a revered member of Ford's lineup of special editions, but when it debuted in 2001, it marked new territory for the Blue Oval. Though the Mustang had long been associated with the legendary San Francisco car chase in the 1968 film Bullitt, this was the first time Ford officially acknowledged that link, a move that would pave the way for future anniversary editions. Most changes on the 2001 Bullitt were cosmetic, designed to echo the styling of the film's star car. That included a dark Highland green paint option, a brushed aluminum fuel filler door, and other subtle touches. Its engine output was bumped to 265 horsepower thanks to improved intake and throttle components, and its growl was enhanced with a freer-flowing exhaust. Larger brakes and revised shocks helped keep everything under control. With just over 5,500 built, the 2001 Bullitt remains one of the most sought-after new-edge Mustangs. 2003 to 2004 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra. Is it crazy to call the 2003 to 2004 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra a future collectible? After all, the car nicknamed the Terminator is already a beacon in the world of desirable muscle cars. A quick check of today's prices shows that these supercharged monsters can be had for $22,000 to $35,000. Considering they came stock with 390 horsepower, making them the most powerful Mustangs until the late decade Shelby GT 500 arrived. That's an absolute steal. And that's just the beginning. With a few light modifications, the SVT Cobra can easily push over 500 horsepower. Paired with a 6-speed manual transmission and independent rear suspension, a rarity in Mustang history, these cars still belong in any modern muscle conversation, even 2 decades later. Surprisingly, there's still room for one of the most potent Mustangs ever built, at least until the rest of the world wakes up to their true collectible potential.